Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. I am doing a reading for the last full moon of the year. This will be a full moon in Gemini. So, yeah, this reading, I'm experimenting. I'm deciding to do a little bit of an experiment. I'm doing what I call an infinity cross reading. This will be the first time I'm doing this reading. I'm using 2 oracle decks and I'm using 2 tarot decks. And I plan on crossing the cards a different way, and then at the heart of the matter is where things are in the middle of like what's the most important thing. So I want to see how this goes. I honestly believe that it will give some answers to some things, hopefully for some people. So yeah, let me go ahead and say what I always say. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it is not your story, don't try to make it fit. This is a reading for the collective. It's not for a specific sign. Also, in addition to that, kirwkc.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. In addition to that, don't forget about the Christmas with KC contest that is happening right now, where you can win cash or gift certificates. The way to enter the Christmas with KC contest, go to the details section of this podcast, and you will see a link that says join the mailing list. Enter in your email address. Once you join the mailing list, you are automatically entered into the contest. And then people will randomly be selected to receive gift certificates or cash via CashApp. So don't forget to enter the Christmas with KC contest if you are interested in winning a prize or interested in being entered in a contest of winning a prize. So yeah, that's where we're at on that part. Let me go ahead and get started with this. This is a lot of stuff because I told you this is the first time I'm doing this infinity cross that I'm doing. So I want to use this oracle deck first. This is the energy oracle cards for those who are watching the video. I know some people who are listening to the podcast, you can't see me holding up the book right now, but this is the energy oracle cards. So I'm going to do this one first. May I have the energy for the collective for the last full moon of December and the energy surrounding the winter solstice, which is right near it. May I have the energy for the collective for the last full moon of the year in December and the energy surrounding the winter solstice, which is right near it. I need to get 3 cards for this. I need to get 3 cards. Something told me to take this one. So this is the first one I'm going to take. All right, may I have 2 more cards, please? May I have 2 more cards, please? Thank you. Okay, so romance is definitely at the heart of this for some people because it's in the heart of this. Thank you. Some of you may have had anxiety about romance before. So, just throwing that out there. It came out reversed, which is a good thing. And I usually don't take reversals, but I'm taking it in this situation. Okay. Now, but it seems like with this, because this is going back to the past, it seems that for some of you, the reason that you have had issues with romance, for some of you, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For some of you, is because you had some type of anxiety before. But I believe that you're coming out of that now. Maybe you were a little bit apprehensive about dating due to maybe post-traumatic stress of a previous relationship or something like that. So some of that may be going on, may have been going on too. This deck I'm using, this Oracle deck is the Saints and Mystics Oracle deck. May I have the energy for the last full moon of the year in December and the surrounding energy from the winter solstice. May I have the energy for the last full moon of the year in December and the energy surrounding it with the winter solstice. May I have the energy, please? What is the message that the collective needs to hear? What is the message that the collective needs to hear? May I have 3 cards? May I have 3 cards, please? Woo. All right. So we have William Blake, creative channel, crossing door to... Yeah, there's something involving romance because another oracle card that fell on the door to romance card is the Saint Valentine. So this is crazy. There is something involving romance. Because this was the first oracle card to come out. Door to romance. Then this oracle card, as I'm crossing, this is what's at the heart of this, in the middle. And the card that crosses it is Saint Valentine, divine love. So there's something involving love here. This is getting good. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Because I told you, this is my first time doing an infinity cross. So yeah, and clearly, I can't make this up. These are 2 love cards that crossed each other at the heart of the matter. This is crazy. Okay, so may I have 1 more card, please? That is crazy. Oh my goodness. May I have 1 more card, please? Thank you. And this is Saint Christopher, Soul Journey. So that looks like that's happening. There's a lot of spiritual stuff happening in the future, especially with this one, with the 6th chakra, which this is Archangel Metatron. This is, some of you are going through a spiritual awakening in the future as well. But this is, something just said to me, some of you might be falling in love with yourself. So, yeah. Okay. Some of you might be falling in love with yourself. Let me go ahead and... May I have the energy for the collective for the full moon, the last full moon of the month, end of the year in December. and the energy surrounding it near the winter solstice. May I have the energy for the collective for the last full moon of the year of the month of December and the energy surrounding it with the winter solstice. I need 3 cards, and the deck that I'm using is the Essential Tarot. Is the deck. Okay. Something told me to take this card. Okay. So communication for 1. Now I have 2 more cards, please. Whoa! A little bit more than I wanted. 2 more cards, please. Thank you. Okay. Wow. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. And then this last deck, I'm using the Angel Wisdom. May I have the energy for the collective for the last full moon of the year in December and the surrounding energy of the winter solstice. May I have the energy for the collective for the last full moon of the year in December and the energy surrounding it with the winter solstice. What does the collective need to hear? What does the collective need to hear? May I have 3 cards, please? What does the collective need to hear? Thank you. Thank you. Wow. One more card, please. Woo. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. All right. We have some interesting things going on here. The heart of the matter is amazing. You have, at the heart of all of this, you have door to romance. You have Saint Valentine, divine love. You have the moon. And then you have the star. That's at the heart of all of this. Something involving the heart is what's going on for this. I feel like for some of you are keeping your feelings hidden about someone. Others of you, there is someone coming in where you may have lost faith in love, and you just aren't seeing it yet, especially with that moon, with the moon card being here. But I feel there's going to be some type of communication coming in, especially with the Ace of Swords here at the top. Ace of Swords is air energy. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Some of you could be dealing with an air sign, is what's going on. In the past, you had anxiety, is what you had. I'm going to read, but it came out in the reverse. I'm going to read what the anxiety card says right quick. So, anxiety reversed. Finally, relief. This nightmare of a card reversed could mean one of two things. Either a recent problem is on its way out, causing you to feel more relaxed, or you have mastered the old habit of worry and have freed yourself from the anxiety within. Either way, anxiety reversed is a good omen of more relaxed and peaceful times to come. Maintain a trusting attitude and let the difficulties and fear thoughts fade away into the distance. And it says the affirmation is, I let go of fear and worry. I assume the best and live in peace. All is well. I honestly feel when it comes to matters of the heart, there was something in the past, and the word that stuck out most to me on this when I was reading it, where was it at? It was trust, but it wasn't. It said trust. It said trusting. What was the word? I'm looking here. Give me 1 second. Trusting attitude. When I read trusting, the word that came to mind was trust. I feel like in a past relationship, there was something where your trust was broken, and after that happened, you found it hard to trust people, which affected your heart in your relationships in general. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a romance type thing. I know it says door to romance is one of the oracle cards, but I'm going by the energy. This doesn't necessarily have to be romance. It could just be heart in general, where you're dealing with other individuals, whether you're dealing with someone on the job, whether you're dealing with family, whether you're dealing with a relationship in the sense of husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. I feel like there was some type of issue in the past where the trust was broken and it caused anxiety. And now you're leaving out of that is what's happening. Also, with this card here, this is the Ace of Pentacles for this deck, is what this is in the Angel Wisdom Tarot. And this card says, a windfall of abundance, wise counsel, or good fortune, an exciting career opportunity, a lucrative contract, significant purchases like a home or a vehicle. So this is telling me that as stability is coming in, I honestly feel for some of you where stability is starting to come in for you and you're at the point where you want more. Is where you feel like something's missing. It's almost like if you've seen the movie Mahogany, I've talked about it like a gazillion times. If you haven't seen the movie Mahogany by now, you need to see the movie. It's a good movie. It's with Diana Ross and Billy D. Williams. But he said, because she was saying to him, she called him a loser and all this other stuff when she was mad at him. And he was like, let me tell you something. Success means nothing if you don't have someone to share it with. And I honestly feel that as you are coming out of this anxiety, and the anxiety doesn't necessarily have to be related to a relationship type of post-traumatic stress situation. The anxiety could be related to, how am I going to pay these bills? You can have anxiety from that too. But regardless, as you're coming into new stability, you are starting to see, okay, there's something missing. It's where I have the money, I have the home, I have the car, I have the this, I have the that. My health is improving, or I'm in good health. I have all of these wonderful things, but at the center of all of this, something is missing heart-wise. Something is missing in the heart. And I believe that's what's happening here for that. So the other card, which is at the bottom, which is William Blake, Creative Channel. This is an oracle card. Let me go ahead and pull this right quick. Let's see, William Blake. Let's see. Bear with me here. I'm going through my book. All right. It says, William Blake was an English poet. I'm not going to read all of this. I'm going to jump to the meaning in a second. I'm just going to read a little bit of this. William Blake was an English poet, painter, and rebellious visionary in England during the Romantic... Okay, why is all of this about... You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, they always say that winter time is what? Cuffing season, which I still don't know what the word cuff means. Like, where did they get that from? I don't... Whatever. But maybe that's the thing where it's going back to the heart of this, where now you're like, okay, I really want to be with someone type thing. But whatever. So during the Romantic age of the 18th century, his works are famed for their subliminal mysticism and attempts to define the mysteries of human and divine existence. Considered mad by his contemporaries, Blake set out on his own, focusing on an ambitious exploration of spiritual and theological mysteries through yogis, Kabbalists, Christian mystics, and science. He questioned and challenged the reigning orthodoxy of church, state, and industry through his art, even becoming the first artist to graphically depict the horrors of slavery in several of his paintings. William's Gothic art style is as modern and important now as it was during his time. It says, oracle meaning, emotionally, Blake's energy challenges us to question our world and work, guiding us to lift our game and explore greater depths of reality and our place in the creative collective. He encourages equality and helps us see beyond the system and into the greater fabric of life that connects us all. Spiritually, Blake governs the throat, third eye, and crown chakra, which activated together clears the channel for creativity and artistry. Connecting with his energy when feeling blocked or uninspired can unlock dormant psychic abilities and surge through a powerful strike of divine claircognizance. He encourages positive activism and pushes you to challenge your comfort zone and practice or master things you may have initially been fearful to do. Consciously, Blake's legacy awakens the mind to sacred sexual spirituality. Woo! Exploring the magic of Tantra, connecting our sensitivity and awareness back to sexual healing of the divine masculine and feminine, as well as in integrating sexual intelligence within ourselves and towards others. So some of you are feeling vulnerable right now, and by vulnerable I mean I think of the Nutty Professor too, when the grandma and Buddy Love and the grandma was hitting on Buddy Love, and she like, you make me feel so vulnerable. Some of you just like, you may be romantically, emotionally, and physically longing for someone else. That is what this is going into. The good news is there is some type of communication coming in. There's going to be some type of communication coming in. I say that because, again, Ace of Swords. Aces are new. And don't forget, aces are gifts from the universe. So the universe is bringing in some communication. You don't see the communication because, again, at the heart of the matter, the moon card is here. You don't see what it is yet, but it's coming in. And it will be coming in more than likely very soon, because this is the present, is what this is going to be. Nine of Swords is here. Something is saying to me that as soon as, and I'm going back to William Blake, how he pushed boundaries and how this is encouraging you to think outside the box. what this is saying to me with Nine of Swords at the bottom in the present is that as soon as you let go of old ways of thinking of what you might believe a relationship should be, for those of you seeking a relationship, as in romance, for those who are seeking romance, the sooner love will come into your life, the sooner that new communication can make its way through. And it wants to make its way through. I believe that some of you may be blocked because you're holding on to an old way of doing things. I'll give you an example. I was just reading something on Twitter, as a matter of fact. And it was this guy who was on Grindr, which I don't know why people say. I deleted my Grindr account a long time ago. The only time I would get on Grindr is just for a hookup. I'm not getting on Grindr looking for romance, but that's just me. But the guy had put up a picture, and it got all these retweets and likes and everything else, about a person saying that, oh, I'm not going to date you because of your age. Because the guy showed his picture, and I think the guy was like, I'm 27, and the other guy was like, no, you look like you're 30-something, and he said, my cutoff is 35. I don't date guys older than 35. And I'm like, okay. It was interesting, and it sparked this debate. If you were to read down the comments, the replies to this tweet over the screenshot of what happened, everyone had their opinion on, well, there's nothing wrong with having a cap on an age limit. Others were saying, well, no, it was only I think a 7 or 8 year difference. That's not that big of a difference in age, and all this and all that. I'm telling you this story to explain the energy of what I'm picking up with this William Blake and this Nine of Swords. Some of you may be stuck in the, oh, I don't have anyone, oh, something is missing energy, because you're holding on to old beliefs of what a relationship would be. You're holding on to other beliefs of what the ideal partner would be. I'm not saying lower your standards. I'm not saying compromise. What I am saying is be open to the possibilities. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying be open to the possibilities. Hold on. This thing is doing the most. I'm like, I thought, wait a minute. Hold on. Give me a sec. For those watching the video, for those listening to my podcast, it's whatever. But I'm trying to adjust my camera. There we go. Okay, now I'm good. It was getting on my nerves. All right, but for those who have this idea in their head that, oh, I'll just say it like this. The person that I'm going to be with, they have to be at least 5'9". They have to weigh less than 180 pounds. They have to make $50,000 a year minimum. They have to live at least 10 miles away from me. You have this laundry list of things. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. What I am saying is that there could be someone that's perfect for you if you got to know them, that may live in a different state or may be 5'6", or may weigh 200 pounds or whatever, and you're not open to it because you're stuck in the old way of doing things. You're stuck in these old thoughts, and because of these old thoughts, you're sitting here longing for something, because that's what this is. This energy at the heart of the matter, and it's crazy that this is the heart of the matter, and we're talking about the heart. This is so ironic, it's crazy. But at the heart of the matter of this infinity cross is that someone is longing for a connection, whether it's physical, whether it's spiritual, whether it's emotional, whether it's, I hate to say this word because I don't, it's a correct English word, but I don't like it. Whether it's romantic as well, someone is longing for something. And I really feel this is romance. But the reason that the romance has been delayed is because you're not willing to push the boundaries like William Blake did. You're not willing to think outside the box like William Blake did. That's why. That's why this card is here. This card is telling you this energy that you've been in where you're not thinking outside the box. You need to think outside the box and be open to something new so you're not stuck all in your head like, why doesn't anyone want me? Why can't I find the right person? Why can't I meet someone on my frequency and all of this other stuff? And again, I'm not saying settle. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is don't be so quick to dismiss those that come towards you. And that's a message for everyone, including myself. That's a message that message that's coming to me right now that I'm hearing, that's a message that I can take heed to, and that's a message that anyone else can take heed to. Don't be so quick to dismiss what is brought to you. I'm not saying accept anything that's brought to you. What I am saying is that if you're stuck in an energy where you're longing, because that's what this is longing for something, then be open because if the universe, and it's almost like with this door to romance oracle card at the heart with the rest of these cards, if the door is closed, how's the romance going to get in? Help me figure it out, because I can't. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. I'm getting 5. Something's not adding up for me. If the door to romance is closed, how is it going to get in? You see how in this card, those who are watching, my listeners, there's a card and the doors are open and it's showing a heart in a cage. But there's rose petals and stuff. But if these 2 doors were closed, you wouldn't be able to get to the heart. You have to open up your heart. Actually, I might title this that. And now that Madonna song is playing through my head, Open Your Heart to Me. I digress. So yeah, you're going to have to be open. You're going to have to at least consider thinking outside of what your ideal situation is. Because you may discover that this other situation might become your ideal situation. As our lives change, so do our needs. The timeline that you're in right now, something may be ideal for you. But if you cross over into another timeline, the thing that was ideal for you in your previous timeline wouldn't match your new timeline. I know I lost some people. Let me run it back for some of you, because I see I lost some of you. I have to use the Baby Boom example again, the movie Baby Boom. If you haven't listened to that, listen to the episode. When I talk about the title of the episode is Having It All, 2 Realities. Okay. Before she got the baby, her ideal situation was becoming a partner at her firm and making a lot of money and doing a whole bunch of stuff corporate-wise. After she got the baby, after the baby was adopted, and she allowed the baby to come into her life because she was about to give the baby back, because she got the baby through her cousin had passed away and left his child to her. And she was like, I can't have a kid right now. My life doesn't work with that. But finally, she was like, you know what? I'm going to keep the kid. And she decided to keep the kid. As she kept the kid, her life changed. Her timeline changed. So what was ideal for her before was no longer ideal for her then, is my point. And that's what she said later on, where she ended up leaving the company she worked for, blah, 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 end of the movie. They were working with another company that wanted to buy a new company that she started. They pretty much offered her everything the old her on the old timeline wanted. But it didn't match her current timeline, her ideal. She told them, she said, I'm not the tiger lady anymore. And she explained to them, I like the way I'm doing things now. I love what I do. That's what I'm saying to you. If you are open to letting something into your life, then your timeline may change. And your ideal situation from your previous timeline will not match your ideal situation with your new timeline. That is what I'm saying. But in order for you to see if there is another ideal situation available to you, you have to open up your heart, is what you have to do. And that's what this is. Now, in the future, there's a lot of spiritual stuff going on for the future, where you're getting tapped into your spirit. There's a journey that some of you will be going on. For this oracle card that came out is Saint Christopher. It says Soul Journey. And I'm going to read this to you. Let me pull that right quick. Saint Christopher. Give me 1 second. I'm flipping through the pages now. Here we go. All right. Not going to read all of this. Just going to read parts of it. Saint Christopher is arguably one of the best known saints in history. He was a man of gigantic stature who felt himself not above serving the baby Jesus. He became a guide for travelers crossing a difficult river and during a night's mighty storm. He carried a child atop his shoulders across the raging waters. The child was later revealed to him as being Jesus Christ himself. Struck by the powerful meeting, Christopher converted to Christianity and thus birthed his status as the divine patron of travelers. Some of you might be doing some traveling too. Some of you might have to travel on your journey of enlightenment. Also, some of you might have to travel in regards to the relationship, seeking out the relationship, not necessarily the relationship of the soul, even though that can be it too, but also the relationship of the heart, opening up your heart. Something just said to me, some of you may meet the person that's going to help you open up your heart through traveling. Something just said that to me. Now, oracle meeting, emotionally. Saint Christopher softens and dissolves the pains of grief and loneliness lodged deep within ourselves. His line of connection invites peace to flow and settle within the heart. Back to the heart again, opening the door for emotional release. No matter the source of your pain, Christopher brings relief to inspire the spirit. Back whenever you are feeling in need of guidance and peace, when in deep meditation and reflection of your journey and how far you've come, Christopher brings through powerful healing to aid you back onto your feet again, spiritually. Saint Christopher activates psychic awareness, clairvoyance, and can re-energize the chakras and meridians within and outside of the body. A powerful companion beside you, Christopher paves paths clear of obstacles and works strong fields of psychic protection along your aura. He sparks intuitive decisions and opens the possibility for serendipity. Consciously, Saint Christopher orchestrates synchronicities to guide you towards the best paths, people, and moments to confirm your positive life direction. The journey's road is still ahead, and there are more steps to take. But no matter the length of the road, Christopher brings comforts to inspire, to keep you climbing your mountains. He is especially close to travel writers, nomads, healers, pilots, Olympians, builders, and anybody embarking on travels interstate or internationally. Again, some of you may be doing some travel, and I feel like some of you may meet the person who's going to open up your heart during your traveling, while you're on your journey. In addition to that, you have the Page of Swords. Now, Page of Swords, again, is air energy. And it says logical, perceptive, insightful, blunt, an exciting intellectual challenge, brilliant insights, information that you need but might be challenging to receive. Review all documents very carefully. So something just said to me, for those of you who are traveling, make sure you read the fine print, especially with the way the world is now, where if you're traveling internationally, if you're going to a certain country, they have certain requirements now where it's like, okay, well, if you arrive, you have to do this, 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 and this. Be sure to read the fine print. Just don't be like, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and go to Brazil, and you just booked the ticket and haven't read anything about Brazil's practices or what they're doing, what their rules and regulations are, because every country seems to have their own rules and regulations right now. And you're just like, oh, I'm going to book the ticket. Don't do that. Do your research first. And then after you've done all your research and read the fine print, then go to Brazil and go on your journey or whatever you're doing. But yeah, some of you may be going on a journey just to gather information for yourself. Again, this can be romance, but like I said at the beginning of this reading, for others of you, it's like you're missing something. There's something missing in the center, and it's related to the heart. And some of you might be on your soul's journey to seek out what you are missing, to feel your heart space. You may have to go on a physical journey to find the answers. Others of you just may go on a journey where you're searching for information, where you feel if you find the right information, that will give you the answers you need to fill the space of whatever is missing, or to give you the answers you need to teach you how to better open up your heart. You're already on the right path because anxiety is upside down. It came out in the reverse. So anybody who was dealing with anxiety, they're coming out of that. You have William Blake here, where you're going to start looking for things outside of the norm. If you haven't done that yet, that is the recommendation. Look for things outside of the norm. Keep your heart open so you're not up wondering what's wrong with me, or wondering why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? Nine of Swords energy, sleepless nights. Or either wondering, will I ever be with someone? Will I ever get what it is that I need to get to feel what I'm missing inside? All right. And then for this energy oracle card, 6th chakra Archangel Metatron. Let me go ahead and read this one, which this archangel is an enigma wrapped in a mystery. I'm still trying to figure out Archangel Metatron, but it's all good. So yeah. All right. I found the page. I got to read it. So it says 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron, clarity of thought, personal vision. This very powerful Archangel Metatron brings brilliant indigo vibrations to your brow chakra or third eye. This is the third eye mentioned again. This was saying, mind you, these are two different oracle decks talking about the third eye. So clearly, again, some of you are going to be going on a spiritual journey. I honestly feel it's going back to the heart, which is the heart of this. This whole thing is the heart of the matter right here. And I feel you need to open up, not only do you need to open up your third eye so you can gather information, but you have to open up your heart, is what you have to do. So, yeah, let me continue. Our third eye, which is the center devoted to insight and clear thought. When this card appears upright, it indicates a much greater clarity in your thought process and an expanded perspective towards broader horizons. Some new perceptions are taking hold, and the clouds of confusion are clearing. Mind you, this is in the future, so clarity is coming in. You have 2 third eye mentions here in the future, along with the Page of Swords. There's going to be a lot of information that you're going to gather in the future. That's going to happen. That's happening for sure. Because all 3 of these cards are about information in third eye chakra and all of that stuff. Your third eye opening, 6th chakra. So you're going to get some clarity on some things. I honestly feel something just said to me, some of you are going to have information overload. And, you know, I'm not looking at that as a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just like, it's going to be a lot of information. And you're going to be like, whoa, wow. It's going to be one of those moments where it's like, I thought I knew things, but once the information comes to you, you're going to be like, whoa, there was so much I didn't know. And you might have to sit down for a minute. Just saying. Let me get back to reading this. Where was I at? Hold on. Thought, perception, taking hold, confusion. All right. In some ways, this could be a new beginning, for you're on your way to developing a deeper insight about what's going on in your life and why. Now is the time to focus on your personal vision. What do you want your life to look like in the years ahead? Create a clear picture of that and support it with your daily thoughts. The insight you need to create a vibrant life is available to you now. So the universe, the divine, is sending this information to you. You're trying to figure out what it is that you're missing. The universe is going to send you a bunch of information. So to help you and expedite that process, don't forget, Ace of Swords is here. That's new communication coming in as well during the present. In the future, you have more information coming in. Mind you, you still have to be open to this, is what you have to be. Now, for the heart of all of this, let's do, as a matter of fact, let me take this book back. We're going to do Door to Romance right quick. I'm going to read that for you. Door to Romance. Whether you're looking for a new relationship or just more love in the relationship you're in, the door with the heart opens onto a new beginning in your experience. A new love may be arriving. What'd I tell you? And you are being brought together by a strong resonant connection. This may be a call from a past life, or it may be new tenderness about to bloom into heartfelt affection. Oh yeah, somebody's blasting their music outside, so if you hear that in the background, that's what that is. All right. The relationship already exists in energetic potential. So when this card appears in your spread, make sure you are projecting the kind of self-loving energy that you want to receive from others. Be aware that the universe returns your self-caring treatment to you. It's ready to open that door. Are you? So this goes back to open your heart. Remember what I said a moment ago, where if the universe is attempting to send something in, if you're stuck in the old way of doing things, then it's going to keep you up at night wondering what's wrong. Why haven't I met the one yet? Why isn't it right? Because you aren't willing to look outside the box. William Blake. You aren't willing to push boundaries. You aren't willing to open yourself up And it's saying, are you open? With the door to value. Now, let's go to the other card, which is Saint Valentine, divine love. Let me pull that right quick. Saint Valentine, divine love. Saint Valentine's Day, a day of romance, devotion, and universal love, commemorates Saint Valentine of Terry, a Roman Christian who was executed by the emperor for following the Christian faith and performing blessings on Roman prisoners. Before being led out to his execution, Saint Valentine wrote to the jailer's daughter, whom he had previously healed, signing it, "From your Valentine." Oracle meaning, emotionally it means, Saint Valentine's energy grounds our heart towards acceptance of ourselves and others beneath their human appearance. He teaches us the power of love in its grandest form, the one that shows its face in response to sacrifice, loss, pain, or even anger. Valentine shows us there are many ways to love and be loved, and the only rule to follow is the caretaking of one's heart, especially when it concerns another, spirituality. Saint Valentine governs the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakra. However, his energy can activate all the chakras and increase our ability to vibrate energy at a faster rate to help us love beyond judgment. His favored crystals are rose quartz and, okay, this crystal is difficult to pronounce, rhyodochrosite, I believe is how you pronounce it. Rhyodochrosite. And his energy can assist sexual magic and healing between lovers. Going back to the sexual thing. That's the second time I told you. Some of you are needing physical touch. Is what's going on. Some of you are needing physical touch. Just saying. Because that was in the William Blake one, too. So, yeah. Some of you are longing for physical touch. Now it says, consciously, Saint Valentine teaches us to be present, take advantage of opportunities, to remember our faith in the universal divine, and recognize that every moment of fear is an opportunity to bring courage to the surface. He reminds us to be loyal in our love and explore the depths of uncharted waters in new experiences and relationships. He shows us that patience works best when we let go of the fears that bind our mind. Isn't it interesting that this card, this oracle card here, is talking about fears? The St. Valentine card is mentioning that. And then here we have anxiety reversed, which anxiety also deals with fear. So this is coming out of that fear too. Letting go of that anxiety is what you're doing. It's saying that something just said to me that Jennifer Lopez song Brave, where I'm trying to remember. It's off the Brave CD. Not Never Gonna Give Up on Love. It's like I have to be brave. I'm not afraid. No, not anymore. Long story short, the song is about how you have to be willing to take a chance. You can't be scared. And I feel that for those this is resonating with, and I can't believe this is almost an hour long. For those this is resonating with, they're going to take a chance. I really feel during this full moon, there's going to be some self-reflection. Because don't forget, the full moon's in Gemini as well. Dealing with the mind, too. So keep that in mind. Geminis I always tell people, Geminis have a mind like a steel trap. But Gemini is air energy. So a lot of people who may be single may find themselves in their head during this time. Reflecting, deciding, okay, what do I need to do? Seeking more information. Because Geminis, that's what they do. They love information. Almost as much as Aquarius. And I honestly feel like during this reflection, all of this stuff is going on. And the card on top of St. Valentine, the tarot card, is the moon. This is Pisces energy. Some of you could, and also Cancer energy too. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer. But the moon is also about fear too. Again, isn't it interesting that the St. Valentine card talks about fear and how it gives you a chance to show courage? Like I mentioned before, at the beginning, I feel some of you are afraid to open up and do that. For others of you with the moon card here, you do have new love coming in, and that was confirmed through the oracle cards, that something's coming in, you just don't see it yet. But you will, because the Ace of Swords is here. It's going to be there. Also with the moon, some of you might be surprised. Something just said to me, a secret confession. Someone may confess to you, and it's interesting that the moon card came out at the heart of the matter during this infinity cross, during a full moon reading. What are the odds? That just now hit me. Someone may confess to you that they have feelings. I'm seeing this St. Valentine where it's like holding a flower. Someone might be making a confession to you during this period, during around this time of the full moon, with like during it or a little bit before, a little bit after. Don't be surprised if there's a secret confession. Also, I say that because the Page of Swords is here. Maybe someone's been watching you, because Page of Swords can be spying too. Maybe someone's been watching you, and after they've gathered all the information, they're going to come in and let you know how they feel about you. Regardless, the other tarot card, which is from a different deck, the Angel Wisdom deck, is the Star, which is Aquarius energy. Again, more air energy. There is a ton of air energy in this reading. Lots of air energy. But for this card, it says, have faith. The future is bright. Dreams come true. Positive changes that bring an end to challenging times. The light at the end of the tunnel. I'm adding a caveat to that. In order to get to that light at the end of the tunnel, you have to open your heart. And that's what I'm titling this. Open your heart. Some of you are already doing that. Some of you are coming out of the anxiety from previous relationships that you may have had where the trust was broken, or someone did this to you, or someone did that to you, or whatever, bad online dating experiences, just what have you, bad friendship experiences, bad family experiences, bad work experiences. Because again, I'm not talking about just romance, even though I say 75% of this reading is romance. The other 25% is still relationships in general, is what this is. And in order for you to have a healthy relationship, you can't stay closed off to the world all the time. And you have to open your heart. Also, for all of this new information to come in with St. Christopher, with the Page of Swords, with Sixth Chakra, Archangel Metatron, in order for this information to penetrate through, you have to open your heart. Once that happens, whatever it is that you're missing, because like I said, the energy that I'm picking up is that something is missing at the heart of the matter. And again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. And you know your story better than I ever could. So keep that in mind too. I'm saying that the energy I'm gathering from this is that there's a hole in someone's life. And in order for them to get what they need to fill that hole, they first have to open it up for whatever it is, that energy, whether it's love, whether it's support, whatever it is that's missing, you're going to have to open it up to let it come in to fill the space. If you're closed off, it's not going to be able to penetrate. You have to open your heart. So that's your message for the full moon reading. kirwkc.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Don't forget about the Christmas with KC contest. The way to enter is in the details section. All you have to do is sign up for the email list. That link, like I said, is in the details section. Once you enter in your email address, you will automatically be entered into the Christmas with KC contest to win gift cards or cash prizes via CashApp. Okay? So thank you again to everyone for your support. If this resonated with you and you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That way you know when I upload more content, and also with the likes and the comments, it helps with the algorithm and all that stuff. If you're watching this on Spotify, thank you for supporting. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on Spotify if that is how you consume. If you're listening to this podcast on the other platforms, don't forget to subscribe there as well. That way you will know when I upload new episodes. I'm always uploading episodes throughout probably almost 6 days a week now. 5 to 6 days a week, I'm uploading something. Which, by the way, there should be another upload coming today as well after this one. Until next time, be blessed.